This video covers the pace and tension progression and analysis functionality of novel goggles. The pace and tension progression tools allow you to plan and analyze how your story pace and tension progresses as it moves through the acts and sequences structure that you created for your manuscript. It also allows you to identify the climaxes in your story and visualize them against the story structure. Pace and tension can be viewed and manipulated in the planning context and the writing context. Let's go to the planning context first. This is the planning context. Here, you can view and edit the scenes that make up your manuscript. Each scene contains the following pace and tension information: the climax toggle, the target and perceived pace selections, and the target and perceived tension selections. These parameters can be adjusted for each scene in the scene information panel visible in both the planning context and the writing context. The aggregation of your choices for these parameters for all scenes in your story can then be viewed and adjusted in the pace and tension progression view of the planning context. Let's take a look at the pace and tension progression view now. This view provides a Cartesian plot that spans the entire story on the x-axis, with the left y-axis representing story pace and the right y-axis representing story tension. You can toggle the following from the plot legend at the top of the screen: scene, chapter, sequence, and act divisions to be displayed on the plot. Target and perceived pace line graph. Target and perceived tension line graph. You can interact with the points of each graph. Hovering over them will bring into focus the appropriate y-axis labels and show the selected value as an overlay. Clicking and dragging a point will allow you to adjust the particular parameter in focus. The plot can be dragged along the x-axis to bring different parts of the plot into view. The plot can also be zoomed along the x-axis using the mouse scroll wheel. When the active scene is changed while in the pace and tension view, the appropriate points on the plot will be centered and will pulse. A pop-up with some of the scene details will also appear to the right of the plot, allowing you to make some notes. Scenes with the climax toggle set will be highlighted in green, making it easy to visualize the timing of your climaxes against the story structure acts. Let's take a quick look at the writing context as well. This is the writing context. The scene information view to the left of the manuscript allows you to adjust the target and perceived pace and tension, as well as the climax toggle. You can reference this information while you write and make adjustments to the perceived values when you read back the scenes that you have already completed. Bringing all of the above information together visually allows you to plan out the target pace and tension progression and climax timing according to the acts and sequences structure, and to evaluate whether your perceived pace and tension and climax timings match your plans. You can then make notes and adjustments or move scenes and chapters around in the story structure to optimize the impact of your story. The idea is to set the target values for your scenes while planning out your story. You can then use this as a reference as you write each scene. When you read through scenes you have already written, you can then evaluate how the pace and tension come across from a reader perspective and set the perceived pace and tension values accordingly. When viewing the Cartesian plot in the pace and tension progression view, you can then easily see where your target and perceived pace and tension diverge, indicating where you need to make adjustments. To make the most of the pace and tension progression features of novel goggles, we recommend looking into story and plot structure in more detail. There are many online resources related to commonly used plot structures and how your story should progress within these structures to make the most impact on the reader. Of course, you are always free to make your own adjustments to the commonly used structures or to create a structure and progression strategy of your own. That is all for this video. To learn about other novel goggles features, see the other videos available on our YouTube channel.